Froglegs here. I want to go over some of the gear that I took with me on my 2016 Thru-hike on the Appalachian Trail northbound this past winter. I'm not going to really do a review on any specific gear or go into too much detail, but I did want to cover a little bit of everything that I took. I'll start out with my pack. I took the Osprey Exos 48, great pack. Thermarest Z-Lite, it's a closed foam, full size. For my bag, I actually purchased Nightened Equipment's quilt. It's down 0 degree and 850 fill power. It's completely custom made. When you go on their site, you just make everything to how you want it. It's pretty nice. A little bit of money, but definitely get what you pay for. For sleeping, I took my hammock with me, even though it's a winter hike. I was pretty comfortable. I know my body, I'm a warm sleeper. So I did take my hammock. I actually only did sleep in it once though. So it's like I was carrying like 2 pounds between the hammock and the straps, at least what it felt like, for no reason. But it actually came in to help me because in the Smoky Mountains, whenever we got that first winter storm, I used my hammock as a liner for my quilt actually, and it worked out pretty well. I also do have a homemade Tyvek tarp tent slash hammock cover. I traced it out for my hammock specifically for that. My pack goes under this as well, and like I said, I only use this once. You can also use it as a footprint if it's a nice day out and you ended up cowboy camping, which in this last winter we had some weird weather, so you definitely could have done that. Also, Sea to Summit. This was my rain cover, my pack cover. When I first started the trail, I just used a trash bag. It worked fine. Just every few weeks, it's kind of a pain in the ass to constantly change the bags on that. Also did use a trash bag for the liner on the inside of my pack. Alright, let's go to everyday, what I wear. Start out, torso, I had a Patagonia Kaplan 2, and that was really nice. Had an unfortunate accident the one night when I was trying it off, it actually caught fire, so I no longer had that. My one hiking partner, Big Cheese, he bought me this synthetic base layer. Definitely got the trick done, especially during wintertime, real light. Guess the only problem with synthetic would be that it holds the smell real bad. Pants, I just got a pair of convertible fishing pants. Yeah, I mean, they worked for me. I ended up being in shorts pretty much every day, even when it was snowing out. I sweat really easy, and yeah, I already knew that I was going to be in shorts pretty much the whole time, so I ended up getting the convertible pants. They worked out pretty well, quick drying. Under the pants, for the really cold starts or rainy days, I would wear the compression shorts from Under Armour. Those were really nice. Yeah, during the rain, I would just wear that in a raincoat, pretty much just because you wear a raincoat and your base layer and just overheat instantly. So those were fine, they were comfortable. Socks, I started out with just dress socks and a cheap pair of socks, and that only lasted a few weeks. I ended up purchasing the Darn Tough socks. They were pretty nice. Sleeping. Actually, let's move to jackets. So a lot of people spend a lot of money on the fleeces. I didn't. I ended up just going on eBay and purchasing a polyester jacket lined with a thin layer of fleece. It did a trick. I only paid $20, so that was even better. It was nice during the winter too, in those conditions. Kept me real warm. Next layer up, obviously you saw I had the hood on that too. Next layer up, I had the North Face puff jacket. synthetic. I believe any of my clothes are down. The only thing down that I have is my quilt and the set of mittens that I have. But there's my puff jacket, rain jacket. I didn't start out with a rain jacket because I was pretty confident in my polyester / fleece layer. But I ended up, I think it was around Hot Springs. It might have been, yeah. Somewhere around Hot Springs. I ended up purchasing just Froglegs, their rain top. And that's really all I needed. It wasn't anything too fancy. Got the job done. Yeah. And the one luxury item that I did get before I went was my Arc'teryx AR hoodie. I love this thing. Pretty expensive brand. I know a lot of people refuse to pay that much for a jacket, but that's like my one luxury item that I paid good money for, and definitely got to experience it. Yeah, especially the Rowan Highlands. I think the one time it was like -40 to -60 with the wind chill, and that thing helped. It worked wonders. Sleeping, nighttime we were down making camp. I throw on just silk top and silk bottom, pants and long sleeve. Nothing fancy, just silks. And usually that was pretty good in the quilt. But if it got really cold that night for some reason, or it was raining and cold or snow and whatnot, I have these wool blend tops and bottom, pretty much long johns. That's what they are. Definitely nice, and I also use these as my town clothes. So everyone pretty much knew who the Thru-hikers were whenever you saw somebody walking down the road in that. I started out with Columbia, just sneakers, and yeah, they only lasted, I think, like 40 or 50 miles down there. No, I did put about 200 miles on them here in Pennsylvania, so obviously they got broken in pretty good. But I ended up getting the oboes then, and these are the mid ones, and these are great. A little bit more money, but durable. I mean, these things, I think these ones in particular, I think 400 miles on them, and I mean they're still pretty good. I like them. That's the biggest thing. It's hike your own hike. I'm sure everybody's heard that. Everybody has a different type of pack list. You'll see some people with top shelf stuff in their whole pack, and then you'll see other people with something that you've never even heard of the brand before. And I'm just kind of there in the middle. There's certain things that I'll pay the extra money for, and some things I just know I don't need. Gloves. I have the Omni Heat glove liners, and also the Columbia Omni Heat outer shells. I scooped these off of eBay, I think, for like $20 or $25, and they retail for like $70, somewhere around there. So definitely make sure you do your research if you're looking for new gear or used gear. Mittens, I actually picked these up at the One Hiker box, and yeah, I just left something of mine and picked these up. My gloves are starting to get annoying with the fingers, so it's really the only thing that I had about those, the only complaint. When you're hiking throughout the day, I mean, you don't need your fingers, you're just going on the poles or just walking. So these did the trick. Full face, that came in handy. Pretty nice, kept me warm. And then sleeping socks, forgot to mention. The Smart Wool socks, great socks, no complaints. But for some reason, I did manage to somehow get a hole in them at nighttime, and I'm hoping that it was just a piece of wood and not like a mouse or something that like chewed the bottom. I didn't even realize it. Fleece cap, pretty self-explanatory. Most I use this for sleeping actually though, just to cover my eyes. Little mask. Headlamp, again, another one of those pieces of equipment that you'll see some people spending hundreds of dollars. And yeah, I mean, if I had hundreds of dollars to spend on a lamp, I definitely would. But this is just the Energizer. I think it's like a $20 headlamp. And yeah, it worked fine. I only changed the batteries a couple of times. Lasted pretty nice. So that was that. Alright. So during a winter hike, obviously some of the portions when you're climbing down some of the boulders and whatnot, you have to have spikes. I didn't leave for the trail with spikes at all. And it wasn't until I almost fell on my ass a couple of times that I realized that I'm going to get some spikes. So when we were, right before we were getting ready to go to the Smoky Mountains, we were in Fontana Dam. We ended up, everybody like re-upping on their supplies that they needed. And ended up just getting like a cheap set of spikes. And yeah, I mean, they're junk. Something like this, it's definitely worth spending the extra $40 or $50 on a good set of spikes. I think I paid $30 for those and got to use them a couple of times. And it has these teeth on them that they're just completely unnecessary. If anything, I'd probably go with the Yak Tracks over these, and it's really saying a lot. I'm not a big fan of those. Alright, just really only have a few other things. Like I said, I didn't really have a huge pack. I had my Nalgene bottle. It's just a 32 ounce wide mouth, and the biggest reason I got that, especially during the winter time, is pretty much like a boil water and put it in the bottle and use it as a heater. I also did have the Platypus with the filter, with the I forget the name of the filter, the Sawyer Squeezed Mini. I left the filter in my pack the one time and it froze. I forgot to sleep with it. So make sure you do know that the filter's bad once it freezes. And if it drops, it's bad. So get rid of that if that happens. So I actually didn't filter my water after the first 100 miles at all. I think the only spot that we actually watched would have been like the Grayson Highlands, just because there's so much cattle there. And then once you hit like Pennsylvania and whatnot, you definitely want to filter, just because of all the cows and whatnot. Cookware. So I was on like a Facebook group and just ended up picking up a titanium 1 liter pot, and with a lid. It's got these little handles. Pretty nice. This thing was awesome. I love this thing. Plus you got to put some extra food in it to cook at nighttime. And with that, we made a fire every night, but I also did just use a pocket rocket. That was pretty awesome. I actually didn't even leave with this. I ended up getting some trail magic, and someone gave this to me, so it was pretty cool. I don't even know what brand this is. Was it the Snow Peak? This is their spork. Pretty nice. The only thing that I have with the titanium silverware is just like it constantly has a bad taste whenever me personally, I get a bad taste of it whenever I scoop it and eat and whatnot. So this would probably be the only thing different that I would really do with the silverware. Would probably go plastic. Had a GoPro with me. My friend Angelica got me that for Christmas. The charging component, I had my iPhone charger, my iPhone 6. That's what's recording this right now, so it's not in the video. G-Shock watch. Just some power box I got from Best Buy. I don't know the exact brand on it. It's just like a $15 little box. Holds enough juice to charge my phone. I think 4 times is what I got out of it. And takes a couple hours to charge it up, but definitely nice for out there. My carrying bag I made. It's Tyvek again. Really just depends on how much prepping you do. It's Tyvek 550 cord, and just made a little sack out of that to carry all my small things. My food bag, again, Tyvek, made that, and it worked fine. And then for making camp and whatnot, like I said, we hit a shelter almost every night, so they had the lines up. It was really easy to string her up. That was that. Rocked a bandana the whole time for my pack flag, and also at nighttime drying off and whatnot. Friend Sean gave me this one. It was pretty nice to have. Buff headband. I did have a baseball cap with me, but it really just became a nuisance. I don't know, just switching between a fleece hat, ball cap, fleece hat, ball cap. I just got a bandana from Buff. Call it a day. Other little things. AT guide. Little notepad. A Sharpie marker, a pen. Chem light. Just never know. It's a little pocket knife. Nothing crazy. And a pack of cards. Me and a few buddies. Sacrifice, Bill 9, Big Cheese. When we were on the trail, we acquired these, and it was definitely nice to have these. Definitely burned some time, some good laughs, whatnot. So, yeah. Some other gear that I don't have out with me. Maggies, they're like your best friend. Also for like cooking like macaroni and stuff like that. The freezer bags, the quart-sized freezer bags, you put boiling water in them. That was a good tip. So we always had lots of baggies on us. My first aid kit really didn't have too much. I think all I had in mine was super glue, tweezers, nail clippers, and just like a little Mentos tin of some Benadryl and ibuprofen, of course, or Motrin, whichever you choose.